Rashawn going to supply some guts there, no doubt, at Death Valley there in Clemson. Why Clemson?
Sorry, guys, if you heard a little pause. For some reason, the internet got disconnected. We are still live. Sorry, guys, if you heard a little interruption. We are still in the testing phase. Thank you for tuning in.
And I feel like I can be best developed there.
You're at IMG Academy, but we talked this week about where you played high school originally in St. Francis in Maryland, a school that you said admittedly didn't have a whole lot, didn't have its own field, practice field, sharing helmets. When you think about where you're from, what does this moment mean right now?
It's one of the biggest moments in my life. I'm definitely grateful for it. I get down on my knees and I thank God daily. Knowing from where I came from to where I am today, it's been a long journey, but I'm definitely grateful that it's over.
Clemson, Alabama. What's that game look like?
All in, baby. We'll see.
Rashawn Smith, former commit Clemson, decommitted, now back in the fold for head coach Dabo Swinney. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, what's Clemson get out of Rashawn Smith?
Well, it was big for the Tigers to bring Rashawn Smith back into the fold. Outstanding size. He's a young man who's kind of been on the recruiting radar since his freshman season as a defensive end. Has developed into a linebacker. I spoke to him earlier in the week. I said, when you go and visit, who do coaches remind you of? He said Stephon Anthony. And I stepped back and I said, you know what, it's a very accurate comparison. And the IMG Academy coaches not only raved about the type of football player he was, but the leader. And we had called one of their games this year, and we walked out to practice. They were getting ready to play Paramus Catholic, and they were kind of going through the motions, and Rashawn Smith was not going to have it. He called that team up, and I really, truly believe, Tom, that he can come in, work his way into the mix, but the best, as he said, is yet to come, because I think once he leaves that program, he'll leave really an impact-type player for them on the field and in the locker room.
Well, you look at where they've made their additions, where they've made their improvements. They've built the team there at Clemson on the inside out. They are perceived as an exciting, skilled team. And don't get me wrong, they've got tremendous skill. But when you look at what they've accomplished in the offensive line, the defensive front seven, on the perimeter positions in the secondary, that's what's elevated this program and taking it to the next level. Dabo Swinney and his staff done a wonderful job. And what a fantastic year there for the Tigers in their following.
Another run for B.J. Emmons. He met Trey Lamar, another Clemson commit himself, on that tackle. We remind you that ESPN has 3 more bowl games today, starting at 3:20 Eastern, Kansas State and Arkansas. And very intriguing Oregon-TCU game in the middle of that tripleheader.
It became very intriguing. There's no doubt about that. And I had an opportunity to broadcast both the TCU and an Oregon game late in the season when both of those teams, TCU was finally getting a little bit healthier and Trevon Boykin was back. And then Oregon, they were not a team you wanted to deal with late in the season. They got hot. Vernon Adams got healthy. They started playing better defense. So that was really shaping up to be a wonderful, wonderful matchup. And now we'll see how it holds up on the offensive side for TCU.
Winding down to 30 seconds in this game, guys. What's your takeaway from this 27-0 lead and soon-to-be win for Team Highlight?
What we saw, as Tommy had mentioned throughout the game, was we saw Team Highlight execute, finish plays. Armour had their chance to make plays throughout this game. They didn't finish. They didn't complete passes. They didn't take the opportunities that were there to put themselves in a place to make plays. Whereas opposed to Team Highlight, led by the #1 player in the nation, Rashawn Gary, when there were opportunities there to make plays, they did.
They certainly did. Team Highlight, 3 takeaways, 11 tackles for loss, 5 sacks. And so they just made more plays and fewer errors. And the coaching staff, and I want to make this one comment, Wes Chandler, former All-Pro of the San Diego Chargers, the offensive coordinator for Team Highlight, College Football Foundation, Hall of Fame Foundation inductee this year. Congratulations to him. You see the Gatorade bath there for Herm Edwards.
And rightfully so. His team pitches a shutout in the 9th annual Under Armour All-America game. 27-0 your final score. We will wrap it up when we come back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Some future college football and NFL stars you watch today, and Team Highlight the winner, 27-0. More after this.
Thanks for tuning in. Keep tuning in. The show's not done yet. We've got about 20 more minutes left, guys.
27-0 your final score. Team Highlight over Team Armour from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. And we take a look at today's big hits presented by Zenith. Some nice form tackling today, guys.
Good defensive players. You expect some good defensive play. Wrapping up, bringing down. We've also seen some big hits as well. A wise coach once told me, if you can't tackle, you can't play defense, and there we saw some good defenders.
And it is becoming ever increasingly difficult to tackle in college football in today's climate with all of the spread offenses.
By the way, Zenith's Epic Varsity helmet recently ranked first in the 2015 NFLPA helmet lab testing. And tonight on ESPN, after the Motel 6 Cactus Bowl, Sports Center at night, Max and the coach have highlights from Nuggets, Warriors, bowl games, NHL, college hoops, NBA. Full schedule as well. All available on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Downstairs, Matt Schick with Levante Taylor, the cornerback.
Thank you, guys. Number one cornerback in our ESPN 300. As soon as I started talking to you off camera, you wanted to make one thing clear about that catch by Tino Ellis. What is it?
That wasn't me. Coach told me to stay in zone, make sure to see if I can get a pick to come away with something. So I sat there and, I trusted my safety to get there, but he didn't. But it's okay, though. It's just one play.
All right. You trust in the coaches. That's all you can do. What did you learn about yourself this week as the number one corner?
Don't give up. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have some good days. It's all about how you come back. So, Monday and Tuesday wasn't so good for me for one-on-ones. Next day, though, I killed it. And then today I just wanted to show that I was the best and redeem myself.
There's a lot of pressure on you guys, a lot of expectations to go in right away and make an impact. What do you expect from yourself year one in Tallahassee?
I expect myself to start when I get there, get in the playbook, learn the system. I can finesse the defense.
Got nothing but love for you, boy.
And then come in and hopefully help me know the special teams as well, too.
You worked with Deion Sanders this week, another former Florida State, fairly famous in the Florida State folklore. What did you learn from him this week?
I learned a lot from him. Just when I was over there at corner, he told me to stay inside because wide receiver was so far off. He was coaching me throughout the whole day and the whole game as well. So, I respect him. And he respects me, so, I love Deion Sanders. I model my game after him and Tyrann Matthews.
How's your high step?
It's kind of good. I wanted to do a punt return, but, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. Congratulations on a great week.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Levante Taylor certainly enjoying himself here at the Under Armour All-America game. And here's another guy who had a great game. Rashawn Gary today was a menace on the defensive line.
This was the exclamation point to really what has been a tremendous week for Rashawn Gary. He has been the number one player in the ESPN 300 since the initial release this past spring, and he has really done nothing to make you rethink that. We saw it today, the ability, the power, also the effort. A lot of plays, chasing after the football. If he continues to bring all those things to the college level, as well as realize there is room to get better, this can be a truly impact-type player at the college level wherever he decides to play.
Certainly could. And, when you look at the game, the week, the entire recruiting process and evaluation process over the last 2.5 years, we're looking at a snapshot. We're looking at a glimpse, a piece of the puzzle, just like a camp or a combine in the spring or in the summer. Now when you got these guys together for the entire week, for Craig and I know that we look at it this way, Monday through Friday means so much in the process. This is a great opportunity from a game perspective to see how guys perform when the lights come on. Some perform better than others, but it's also not a definitive statement on any player anywhere in the country. We'll let that unfold over the next 4 to 5 years once they reach the collegiate ranks.
How can players use this as a jumping off point for their careers?
It's a big jumping off point. From on the field, knowing just how ready they are for the college game, where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are. For the first time in their career, they spent an entire week facing somebody who was equally as talented as them.
Yep.
Off the field, a lot of lessons learned, a lot of experience to soak up, to be able to soak up. There's so many things throughout this week that if you just pay attention and you learn, you could really come away a complete player.
27-0 your final score. Rashawn Gary celebrating a victory for Team Highlight, the number one player in the country. We will put a wrap on the 9th annual Under Armour All-America game from the Citrus Bowl after this.
Your team played really, really well today.
This is A. Screeno Boom with the station. Thanks for listening, guys. The show's not over. Keep tuning in.
Smart men play smart. Come on, Bruce. Come on, Bruce. Come on, Bruce. Come on, Bruce. Oh, baby. So listen, when you break in 10, your eyes are downfield, you remain a passer, but if there's nothing there, you got to throw that ball away, so you save us about 8 yards.
It's hard to get the communication down, the route running. You know, it's this is the hardest game you guys will ever play. It ain't about the score, man. It's about trying to develop young men, man, at the end. That's just the carrot is to get them here to play football, but really, I could care less, man, about the score.
They always show you on the big screen.
Huh?
They always show you on the big screen.
Oh, they do?
I hope they show them again, so that we'll be on it.
They probably will if you stay here.
It's nice to have kids that say, Dad, you're always on the big screen.
They upgraded it. They're on the TV, yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So 27-0 your final score, and you hear Herm Edwards say the score doesn't really matter. You're building young men. I mean, that's a great reason for this game, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. What we spoke about a few minutes ago is not just about what they learned on the field, but what could be taken away off the field. We were talking about the TCU Oregon game a little bit. Trevon Boykin was a great teaching opportunity. What Herm Edwards said to those players during the week went viral. If you got a chance, go out and find it. A lot of lessons to be learned to really not to be successful in college. Not about ability. All these guys can play Power 5 football. It's the little things that are going to separate the successful.
Let's go downstairs to hear from another one of those future Power 5 players, Benito Jones with Matt Schick.
Yeah, here with the 5-star defensive tackle. Just dominated today, that defensive line. What was the key?
I mean, my first step was getting off the ball. That was the key to make plays.
You had Rashawn Gary near you as well on that defensive line. He's got Ole Miss on his list. What kind of damage could you guys do if you wound up playing together?
I mean, shoot. We'll be like a dynamic duo, we both real good coming off the ball. I mean, we're going to make big plays if we're on the same team and on the field at the same time.
Benito Jones, going to be in Oxford coming up next year. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Well, a great day for football here at the Citrus Bowl and a day to remember, certainly for the youngsters, the coaches, and the players as well.
Every year we've seen the playmakers in this game. Now, today we've seen more.
One of the things that I love that we overheard Herm Edwards saying there is this is going to be the most difficult game you play in your life. And he's right. 3 days of practice. You don't know anybody. Now you got to come, and the players are phenomenal. It's a whole different ballgame. A lot more adversity than there are easy times during this week, but also a lot of fun.
We'll see them down the road as well in college and the NFL. Final score here today, 27-0. That's all from Orlando. Coming up next, Big Ten basketball. Number 1, Michigan State and Minnesota. For Matt Schick, Tom Luganville, Craig Hubbard, Jason Benetti saying good night. From Orlando, we send you out to Minneapolis.
SAO 7-on-7 football is finally here for all age groups. Go to leaguelineup.com/Scorps for more details. That's leaguelineup.com/Scorps for more details. It begins in March. Be there or be square. Y'all know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's shout out time. All right, guys, this is A Screeno Boom with the station. Thank you for tuning in to our first 3-hour show. I believe it was a big success. I know we just listened to football, but I wanted to make that a special show because the Super Bowl is fixing to start in about an hour. So thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're anything like me, you love sports and football. I know football's over, so I just wanted to get y'all through y'all's barbecue and everything and have something to listen to. So again, I can't say that enough. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out time. Man, I have to give a big shout out to Chris Perkins and Alicia Perkins for letting us come over and enjoy their Super Bowl party today. Yeah. Thank you guys. I got to give a shout out to ATX Wrestling. The club keeps getting better and better and better. We went to a wrestling tournament today. My son Bam Bam got first, and it was due to the great coaching and his determination. So I appreciate you guys for that. So enough talking from me, man. We have 20 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and use the whole 20 minutes for the show so we can say we did the 3 hours and I'm not lying. Remember, you can always chat when we're live by just going below and putting something. I will see it. You can always go to Facebook and always just keep your kids involved, guys. I'm so excited about this Super Bowl, man. Let's go Cam Newton. All right, man, 20 minutes. You probably won't hear my voice. I might come on at the very end. But if you do not hear me, y'all have a great Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow.
Tell me what you want.